All right, setting up meeting. So let's double check to make sure on my page to make sure I'm live. I'll let you know when we should be live.
Yep, we're live.
We're live?
We're live.
We're live. We're live.
We're live.
Okay, awesome.
We're live from Saturday night. No.
Okay, hey, what is up, Facebook fam? So this is Irslan. I'm a certified personal trainer and nutritionist, and today we are interviewing one of my clients, Brian. So before we get started, I just very quickly want to say that for every comment that we get, we're going to donate $1 towards the New York City Gay Men's Course. You can leave multiple comments, so feel free. Every comment, $1 towards the Gay Men's Course in New York City. So let's get started. So Brian, I'd love for you to introduce yourself and just tell everyone who you are, where you're from. Just give us a little bit of background.
Yeah, hey everybody. My name is Brian, and I am originally from New Jersey and actually lived a few other places. I'm now back in New Jersey, and I love theater, music, the arts, going outside, and I found Irslan through a friend of mine through the New York City Gay Men's Chorus, and the last few months has been really difficult for me, as many of you as well. So it's been really great working out with Irslan and trying to reach some goals during this quarantine. So yeah, so that's me.
Awesome. So let's talk to them about what you've accomplished over the past few months, over the past 90 days.
Yeah, so in May, I reached out to Irslan to talk to him specifically about some goals that I had. Specifically, I wanted to do weight loss. So that's been my biggest struggle in terms of the last few years gaining weight. So what I've enjoyed is that I get the attention and personalization of my goals and sharing them with Irslan, and really trying to be focused on that accountability and knowing that they're in sight. So with Irslan's help, I've been able to reach those tools. I had a goal that I didn't think I'd be able to meet, and I actually exceeded that goal within my 90-day window, which is incredible. And then since then, we've been creating other goals for me, so I'm going to stay on track and stay targeted, and done lots of other programs, and they had not, and my goals changed and were wavering. So with Irslan's help and his program, I was able to crush them. So it's been awesome.
Awesome. Well, all right, so everyone, Brian is an absolute legend. He lost 30 pounds within 90 days, more than 30 pounds within 90 days. And like you said, now we're really focusing on doing more exercises that are focused towards sculpting his body, because he's really reached his weight loss goal. So I want to ask you, what almost stopped you from working with me?
What, just time and money beginning. I think that was one of the barriers for me. And not realizing or understanding that I needed the time and invest some money in the training program. So once I understood that and got over it, and then I had to let go of the information that I thought I knew or understood about nutrition, and myths and other things that people had shared with me in the past, including real nutritionists who shared with me about different dieting and food myths, and following and listening to you and other suggestions has helped me improve my nutrition, and then also just been more consistent, and the accountability of working with you has not stopped me. It's actually motivated me to go farther and reach other goals that I never thought I'd be able to do. My birthday is next week too, so that was also an impetus for me to really try to reach my goals.
Yes. So Brian and I are both Scorpio. So Brian's birthday is in several days from now.
If you're a Scorpio, comment below.
Right. Yes. Comment below if you're a Scorpio. By the way, if you're just tuning in now, again, we are donating $1 to the New York City Gay Men's Chorus for every comment. You can leave multiple comments. So it sounds like, Brian, the thing that almost stopped you was not only time, but just investment and money was like a big one.
Yep.
And I just want to know, where were you, like, just mentally and emotionally before we got started?
Um, I think mentally and emotionally, I tried to lose weight on my own, and I tried working out on my own, and I faced multiple roadblocks, and then even my gym was closed, so I felt like I couldn't even go to my gym, and so that was, again, like I was pretty low. And then when you and I started talking, you told me I could, lose weight from home and didn't need to have equipment. I was still like in disbelief, like that I was going to lose weight or be motivated. And as each week, naturally, we should tell people too, like I'm not using supplements. I'm not, we're doing this naturally. And I think that's really important because I know there's a lot of other systems and programs out there that the supplements and other tools that they use are not real or natural, and
Right.
all natural, which is great. So
Okay. And can you talk to me a little bit about like what those things were that you were, trying or just struggling with? Like you said, you were trying to go to the gym, but it shut down.
yeah, and I love walking, and I love doing other outdoorsy things. But I think again, I was misinformed for a long time that walking was a form of exercise, or I thought maybe even riding a bicycle. For some people that works. For me, like it doesn't. So to understand the routine, what we were working on in the program was really important. So specifically understanding what fast hit training was and is, the high intensity interval training, I think a lot of people still get confused by. And at no point did I get hurt working out with you, which is important for people to understand too, that, it's consistency, and I built up strength, and it's motivating once you start reaching those goals.
Yeah, no, that's huge. I feel like one of the big reasons why like people fall off with their goals is because they're doing well, but then like they get injured because they
Mhm.
don't, they're not accustomed to doing the exercise or something. So that was huge that it was all body weight and the risk of injuries virtually zero.
Mhm.
Okay, and how did it feel like when you were trying to do like walking and biking and you were kind of almost stuck? What did that feel like to you?
Yeah, so specifically walking again, it's nice to walk and be outside, or uh, but it's like I love my friends are like, I reached 10,000 steps. I'm like, that's great, congratulations. But I'm like, for me, 10,000 steps, that's hasn't helped me with my weight loss. So for me, knowing what works for me and the exercises that are challenging me with working with you is really great. So I feel very motivated to do a 30-minute workout, even by myself now, versus going out and going for a walk in nature, which is great, but it's not going to help me lose weight. So and also nutrition, like to wake up in the morning and eat something I used to eat 6 months ago, I won't eat now. I don't have that in my refrigerator. So and even like some of the cereal and other stuff I was eating, like I don't want it. It's gone. It's sugar, and I'm putting other great food into my body, which is helping me. So I appreciate that.
I love that. I love that you said that because I feel like a big thing is with nutrition is like you feel like you don't want to sacrifice your favorite foods. Can you talk to
Right.
me a little bit about like, do you feel like you're sacrificing when you're eating what you're eating now, like healthier options?
Um, in terms of sacrificing, or even food, I mean, I think to understand that, like, you have over under, like, even like making sure I'm eating enough of the right fats and proteins and food, and making sure I'm putting good food in my body. Or I think I had that aha moment halfway through the program, was like, when you eat cheap, you pay for it twice. Buying more quality
Love that.
ingredients and good
Thanks for
food.
buying original.
It's important that you are what you eat, and versus eating the garbage. Or also, I love when you shared with me, like, you can't have a cheat day. You could have a cheat meal,
Yeah.
like that. That to me was great, and I've shared that with a lot of people, because I think having cheat days, it's destructive. Why do you want to do that? So for
Right.
me, that's really helped.
Right. And that sounds almost more like sustainable. Can you talk a little bit about like the sustainability of what you're doing now, just like nutrition wise?
So, like in terms of, I like to log all of my food with your encouragement in an app, which is helpful to me. So, and then I can look back and see what I ate on a consistent basis. So that's part of it. Um, and I take responsibility for what I'm eating. So if I do eat something that's not so over or under in my day, I know that I ate that, and then, I have to, and I see that at the end of the day, or I look at that in terms of when I get on the scale. So I think that's important. Um, in terms of like now, I think I'm more motivated to build more strength and muscle. I'm going to go towards that goal, and and try to make sure that I'm focused on that, and that we're going to come up with a great plan to reach those goals. And working out with you, and then just having friends and family members holding me consistent and accountable. I think that's really important too. Sharing with people how good it felt when I lost those 30 pounds. I want to keep feeling that good all through the winter. So especially right now, as we really have to focus on being healthy and safe.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I love that. So, you mentioned like, the nutrition that we do together and the exercise. What was like your favorite part about the program, just working with me? What was your favorite part about working with me?
Um, oh my gosh, so many favorite parts of working with you. Oh
I
no,
feel like we're the
no,
explorers. Like, what
yeah.
was your favorite part?
What I like about your program and working with you is that I feel like it's authentic. You really care. And when I've told other people about you, like it's like, oh yeah, I'm working out with this guy and this I'm doing. They're like, okay, but like for me to explain, like, yeah, I have like a routine and what I'm doing, and I do it consistently every other morning, or waking up and you're there when I have all sorts of questions or to get that feedback. I think that's really important. That there's some people in our lives that aren't always encouraging, whereas you're always encouraging. One of the things we talked about, it's important that people go to their trainer when they have questions or scared or feeling like they're plateauing versus running away. It's so I feel like we've shared that, and there's been a couple times where I know that, oh yeah, I ate some peanut butter the other day, and oh yeah, I had some wine, and oh yeah, I did, and then I could be like, oh yeah, I didn't really lose much, or So I think having that like accountability for myself, or to share that with you, you don't even have to say it. You're like, well, yeah, I saw that you had some whatever nachos the other day.
Right,
Yeah, well, which is okay to have some nachos, but yeah, every other day, every Tuesday, Taco Tuesday.
right. Absolutely. Yeah. So it sounded like the accountability was like something that you really appreciated. Like you said, like a big thing I say is run to me, not from me.
Hmm.
When you have questions, when you feel stuck, when you feel frustrated. Okay. So, you had a external transformation. You did lose 30 pounds in 90 days. But what you might have not expected is like that comes with an internal transformation.
Hmm.
And I'd love for you to just like talk a little bit on that. Like, who do you feel like you became today as a result of losing that weight?
Um, I think it's premature, and I feel like to say like I want to help other people. Like I'm inspired with what you do, and in terms of nutrition and understanding how people can make better choices. Again, I mentioned I've done other group fitness programs, and I've done Weight Watchers and other programs, and for me they didn't work for me. But now I think that one-on-one type of personalized work that you do, or you set up for with people, I think really makes a big difference. Understanding that you can reach your goals and having some realistic goals, I think makes a big difference versus so I see myself as more of a follower, and I'm less of a follower, more of a leader. So I think eventually I'd like to, learn more about nutrition or get certified to be a nutritionist, just so I can maybe help other people with the journey. I told you early on, like it's just
Definitely.
I was struggling, and again, like I had been lied to by other people about nutrition and food. So I think it's important for people to get clarity and understanding.
So what were some of, I love that, by the way. That's like really awesome that like this has inspired you to the point where you're like, this is something that you even considering doing yourself. So what were some of those, like, I know you said, why didn't like Weight Watchers work for you? Why didn't some of those, not, I don't want to like single out Weight Watchers because I
Yeah.
want to get food, but like, why didn't like some of these programs work for you? And what were like some of the lies you felt like you were told in regards to nutrition?
So like one group training thing that I did, I it was hard. It was a really nice program that I thought I was in. It was just over about 2 years ago I did, and the focus was to lose weight and gain muscle and be stronger. And I actually wasn't successful in that program, probably for a myriad of reasons, but I left that program, and that was a 12-week challenge. And I didn't reach my goals, and I felt terrible leaving it. Whereas whether I reached or didn't reach my 90-day goal with you, I knew that it was something that I was working on. So I think that's the difference. For WW, it's funny going back and looking at my app and seeing like where I was weight wise. I wasn't hitting my goals, and I think I had more questions, and it didn't work for me. And I have done that program a couple times now on and off, and it didn't work for me. I think with that program, I wasn't doing the combined exercise, and knowing that that was a big part of it. And then also I was counting calories and points, which is not really looking at specifically my nutrition in terms of carbs and the other macros and nutrients. So that where I feel like I'm a little bit more in control, and I understand what I'm putting in my body, and that processed stuff is just processed stuff versus real whole foods. So I'm enjoying and understanding a lot more of that in terms of nutrition. And then, yeah, the consistency of working out with you and having the program is important. It's worked for me.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, that makes sense. It sounds like it was more of like you understood a lot of not only like do this, but it's like, why am I doing this? Like you really had to have now a good understanding of like not only what to do, but like why you should do it. And yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that. And also I was really motivated to reach a goal. I knew that we were going to be in quarantine, and I could say, okay, I hit the wall, in the next 90 days, I'm going to go towards a goal, and I'm going to reach it. So I was motivated, and my birthday, your birthday, like we have goals. And what's that effect called? You shared that one time.
What's
like
that?
when you have that certain goal, there's a name for it. When you have a certain goal in mind.
When it's so close, you mean there's time involved with the goal?
No, we'll comment below. We'll check this video later on today. There's some kind of like effect or something I thought it's called, that when you're like motivated to specifically be reaching a goal for a certain reason.
Is it Parkinson's Law?
Yes, that's it. Yes, Parkinson's Law.
I'm just kidding. Okay, yeah. So pretty much what that is like human beings, the way apparently we're designed, right? Is that, just real quick, is if you have a timeline, like a legit deadline, not just like, oh, like some random Saturday, like it's like end of year, December 31st. If you have a hard deadline, or just like by Christmas or something, right? You will do like, so say you have like this is why like crunching in college works really well, because say you have 1 hour to write like 12 papers for 3 different classes. The reason you're able to do that is because of this phenomenon called Parkinson's Law, which is pretty much, I'm going to butcher it, but it's like human beings will complete the task required in the allotted time. So again, human beings will complete the task required in the allotted time that's given. So you can, if you give yourself 10 hours to do a task, you will take all 10 hours. If you give yourself a legit deadline of I'm only going to take an hour, you will only take an hour. So if you have a legit 90-day goal and it's like, I'm losing 30 pounds, like, and there's like the deadline is not just like some random day. Like for you, it was like around your birthday, right? You're much more likely to reach it. So yeah, I know I talked a lot about it, but that's pretty much it.
So comment below if you are familiar with Parkinson's Law.
It's not a common, like, it's not common. I don't think it's like a general knowledge thing. I think I read it in a book somewhere. But okay. So yeah, that's huge. I really believe in that. That's why I have a 90-day program, right? And that's why I get people to like get a really strong emotional anchored reason why they want to do it, because goals, like you said, you had a 12-week challenge with this group coaching thing and you didn't reach your goal, because goals are empty I don't know, you know what I'm saying? In of themselves, goals are empty. The things that give goals like life and drive and fuel is like your why. When it's emotionally anchored, right? Like that's what makes the difference between someone that like reaches their goal and doesn't. It's like they have a strong emotionally anchored why. I'm just rambling on now, but yeah,
No, you got to be invested in a goal. I think too with programs like this, you have skin in the game. We also talk about that too. So investing in a program and knowing that you are invested in something that makes a difference too. I think maybe that's some of these other programs too that I've done. Yeah, for me to do a cheap program, it was a cheap program.
Yeah, I mean
So
the consequence is so low. Like if you don't get to your goal, it's like you don't even it doesn't even bother you like that you know what I mean? Like if
mhm,
there's no skin in the game, then the consequence like it is not there. But when there's skin in the game, like the consequence is also there.
right.
We will always like I'm very into the psychology of like that's why I have a daily show I do every night at 9 to 5 p.m. called The Inner Game, because a lot of this is like psychology of weight loss. Like we will do more to avoid loss than we will to gain something, right?
Right.
So loss aversion is the foundation of having skin in the game, of being invested into a program. But I want to ask you on that note, like, what would you say to people that are on the fence about doing, investing into a program with me?
Um, I think I'd reassure them and tell them that when they're ready, if they're ready, to specifically seek out you to interview you. I think you and I had a couple conversations, and to just make sure it was a really good fit, which it was. You and I both vibed talking about all sorts of things, whether it was Disney or other things are happening or not happening in the world, and I think that's really important. But I think for people to understand that you're a real authentic person, and up until a couple of days ago, we had never met. And with everything going on in the world, it's really important to be smart and be safe. And all the things that we're doing remotely, you can definitely lose weight and be challenged and learn from home. And I think it's worth you know investing time and investing money and seeking you out and having that conversation with you directly to make sure it is a good fit. But yeah, you got to have the skin in the game. You got to be able to. No one has time, so you got to make time for you. So
I love it.
and for me, I knew that I was motivated. I want to lose some pounds. I'd even originally say 30 pounds, I think, when we first started, but I just wanted to lose weight and try it for a month, I think. And then I just quickly was like, no, I want to do this for 90 days and I want to try to reach one goal. And I think I was 13 pounds under, whatever. So originally that goal had changed. So I think that's important to be realistic and be honest with yourself. So I'd say encourage people to reach out to you directly and comment below and find people that want to help you on your journey.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, that's absolutely brilliant. I love that. Yeah. So again, guys, we're doing every comment you post, we're donating $1 to New York City's Game and Course. So you could write multiple comments. The more comments you write, the more we donate. So yeah, Brian, thank you so much I think that's all I had for you. But before I let you go, I asked you the questions that I had in mind. Are there any questions that you were like, I wish you would have just asked me this question? Or like, is there anything you have in mind that you would like to just add before we wrap it up?
I guess I just wanted you to personally say that I'm your favorite student.
That's not on the lives.
Oh, okay. No, I think for you to encourage, I've told people to add you on social media and to listen to what you're sharing, and I think it's really important to to subscribe to School Thought. But yeah, I can't think of anything else you should ask me, or I can't think of any hard questions for you. I think it's important that you find people in your universe that you believe in and that believe in you, and I think we have something here.
Awesome, Brian. Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate you so much for taking this time to come on here onto my Facebook Live. So guys, again, if you found this valuable, one way you can help for this one, just comment down below. Let me know if you're catching this live, put #live, or if you're catching the replay, #replay. Again, for every comment, we're donating $1 to the New York City Gay Men's Course. So appreciate your support. Thank you all for joining us today. And I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. Thanks again, Brian.
Sounds good. Have a great day, everybody.